Okay, so thanks for showing up for meditation today. Today's meditation is embodied boundaries. And this is something we all in life can cultivate the skill of setting boundaries. So, when do we set a boundary? Usually, we set a boundary when things aren't going the way we want, something's not right, doesn't feel right, maybe something's happening that upsets us. We can feel it. Our nervous system dysregulates. So then we have to go and have a little chat with ourselves and say, okay, I I'm not going to tolerate this. This is not what I want in my existence. And then we need to set the boundary. So then that might mean a conversation with someone. And yet that in of itself can trigger us, especially depending on what the response is. If it's somebody that's a fairly good person and they're not triggered by it, they often can respond to it in a friendly way. But a lot of the time, it's not going to work out that way. So boundaries aren't about the other person. It's not about controlling what anybody else does. It is about just you saying that to yourself. This I won't tolerate. So if this happens, I leave, I hang up, I walk away. Okay. And we don't have to do this in a harsh way. And I don't like to think of it as a wall, think of it as a gate. You can open the gate to wanted guests, close the gate to unwanted guests. And so to bring a softness around it. Okay? So let's just first start finding your comfortable seat. And in meditation, you can either close your eyes or have them half open and softly gazing downward. And let's start by embodying ourselves. Just have a little scan. I like to call it the soma scan, and tune in to see what's present for you at this moment. And we're not judging anything we notice, where there might be tension or tightness or tenderness. Okay, and the nervous system loves sound. So we're going to make some of these. Let's do sighs first, okay? Couple sighs. So you're going to inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. Ah. Let's do three. Ah. Maybe bring the shoulders up with you and let them go. Ah. Good. And just have a pause and notice. This time we're going to keep the mouth closed and do the good sound. So you're just making a and it can actually like drop down the sound. You can like let it go deeper and deeper. So play with it. Three of them. This is so good for your vagus nerve, all the little nerve endings around your throat. So this is why the nervous system responds to it so well. Inhale, begin. And again, notice the shoulders. Let them go. Do one more. Good. Feel the goodness. And just notice again, embody, come back, tuned in. interoception, the skill of being able to feel and notice in the body and allow the body's language and wisdom to guide you, to give you those messages so you can hear them. The body is always telling the truth. Now let's join our hands together in front of our heart, and we're going to blend both the kind of open mouth exhale with the closed mouth. So we're going to do an om. And om is the open mouth. And then you close the mouth and save enough breath for the coming together of the part and extend it as long as you can. Okay, so we'll just do one om. Deep breath in. Ha. Take a deep breath in. Sigh it out if you like. And rest your hands anywhere you like. Now it's ideal. Have your elbows under your shoulders. First of all, your shoulders back and down away from the ears, but then the elbows. So don't have your arms in front that pulls your shoulders. Allow them to set back, to sit with an upright spine. And allow your body to feel fully supported. To notice the points of contact of your body and the ground. And to feel the body literally relaxing into that support. And bring awareness to your body as a whole. Not just all your parts and places, but all of you, the wholeness of you. This again is what we call soma, the wholeness of you. Okay, and in this place of presence, again, if we're noticing we're getting tense somewhere, we're just noticing. And from the noticing, we're going to respond intelligently and maybe say, okay, I can relax there a little bit. The jaw can unclench and the brow can unfurrow and the shoulders can depress and the belly can soften. Bringing awareness to your breath and noticing its natural rhythm. The coming, the going, the inhaling, the exhaling, the movement in your belly, in your chest. And just notice how calm the natural breath can be. When you are feeling calm, when you're relaxing into the moment, you're relaxing into your body, you're relaxing into your breath. Just allow your attention to stay focused on the breath throughout the practice. The breath is an anchor to keep the mind steady. The mind will wander. It doesn't take long. We have a beautiful mind, and there's many aspects of our mind. One of them is the monkey mind, though. Monkey minds wreak havoc. And we're just going to witness. So the witnessing, the watching, the noticing of thoughts can help soften them. We just notice them like clouds in the sky floating by. And we come back to the breath again as the anchor. So every time you return back to the breath, aware of breath, aware of the body that breathes, and encouraging this relaxing into the moment. One thing I find that can help is you take the corners of your mouth and ever so slightly turn them up. Just a sweet, sweet smile. The tongue is soft in the mouth. And just let that softness come into the body. Again, just noticing, where could you relax a tiny bit more now? Let every exhale be that reminder, just to land in the moment as it is, as you are. You don't need to be any different in this moment. You don't need to fix anything or change anything or do anything. It's simply just learning to be here now, to be present, mindful. And this actually helps train the mind to be more focused. A more focused mind is a concentrated mind. A concentrated mind lights up in a different way in the brain. This is where we can tune into the body's intelligence, to our inner guidance system, our compass. So as you settle into this embodied awareness, to embody yourself, we're going to bring to mind the idea of boundaries. Boundaries are not walls or barriers. I like to think of them as gates. When we set a boundary, it's a gate that can swing gently. But we want the boundaries that we make when we choose to open the gate or choose to close the gate. We want them to come from a felt sense in the body. They emerge from listening inward, from noticing what feels safe, what feels expansive, what needs protection. And again, the monkey mind can muddle this at times. It's very meaning making. So someone could say something, and I don't know, maybe it is quite benign, but it just might have a flavor of something from an experience you've had that didn't feel safe. And then the mind can make this whole story about something. So that's why the monkey mind could steer us the wrong way. It's important to tune back into the body. And so, even reflecting here on any areas in your life where maybe you have boundaries in place, or maybe you've thought about setting boundaries, and whether they're rigid, they're overextended, or are they the kind of boundaries that feel responsive and sustainable? If we are trying to set a boundary with someone and we want them to change, mm, that might be setting us up for suffering. Boundaries aren't about anybody else changing. They're about us changing. We put something in place and we are going to follow through for ourselves, for our well being, because we love ourselves enough to do that. So it's important that we stay connected to ourselves, to be able to create a boundary for ourselves and actually stay true to it. It can feel quite powerful and empowering. Honoring your own experience without needing to explain or even justify. I think a lot of us get tripped up here. I mean, imagine it could become as simple as I love myself enough. I'm going to close my gate to this. It doesn't have to be a loud thing. And that's it. You don't need to explain or justify. You don't have to have the conversation again and again and again. And in the moment when you know the gate needs to softly close, again, it's your body. You want to listen to the wisdom of the body. Something might feel tight. You might get a little message. Sometimes we get the soft whisper of intuition or the visceral feeling of a gut instinct. The body is always telling us the truth. So let yourself embody your boundaries fully and allow it to feel like a soft gate in your body that swings with ease, allowing what is safe and letting go of what is not. And just know how good this feels to give this to yourself, to gift it to yourself. So continue to rest here, to sit in this moment as it is. to be embodied here. We're cultivating that skill. And come back to the breath again and again and again. Remember the sweet smile. Soften the shoulders, the belly, and the breath that's always with you. And every time you swing the gate, whether you're opening it to the wanted guest, and maybe you're just softly closing it to the unwanted guest. And it just be a natural thing. It's not something, that, again, that has to be rigid or dramatized or story meaning making. It's just something you do out of self-respect for yourself, self-love, self-care. And there's that sweet smile. Just it's like you're smiling at yourself to say, it's the simplicity. It's not always easy, but I think we can cultivate these skills like we do in meditation to cultivate the one pointed focus, the concentrated mind. Where could you soften a tiny bit more in this moment? Feeling the soft, gentle, natural breath. And bringing your hands together in front of your heart center in Padma Mudra. So you open the three middle fingers, the lotus flower peering into the diamond light. Om Mane Padme Hum, may the jewel within the lotus be realized. Sealing the hands in front of your heart, honoring your heart space, honoring yourself to practice embodied boundaries. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om peace, peace, peace. And I thank you so much for cultivating peace in your practice. And I honor the light within you. Namaste, my friend.